2001 came the decision to run the Mandurah line and the Narrows Bridge down the centre of the Kwinana Freeway. The plan would require the construction of 2 new tunnels under the city, connecting the Joondalup line with the new stations, the Perth Underground and the Esplanade. Now, right now, I'm in the heart of the city, in the Eastern Tunnel. And it's incredible to think, but about 15 metres or 5 stories above me is William Street. Now, in this section of the tunnel, we're very close to the intersection of St George's Terrace, which means the Bank West Tower is about 15 metres that away. Now, the tunnel itself was constructed in 4 sections using a highly specialised tunnel boring machine that weighed in at around 300 tonne. It was about 9 metres long, about 7 metres wide, and it worked 24/7 during the tunnelling operation. The tunnel boring machine was built in Japan, shipped to Perth, then assembled down on the Esplanade. Ready to go, it was hoisted by crane, lowered into the launch box at the north end of the new Esplanade station and began tunnelling its way to Rose Street, passing through Perth Underground on the way. Roughly 7 months later, at the completion of the Eastern Tunnel, the machine was disassembled, carted to the Esplanade, rebuilt, and work began on stage 1 of the Western Tunnel. Working around the clock, the tunnel boring machine averaged about 10 metres per day, with its best day peaking at 20 metres. Keeping the machine on track, so to speak, was a pressurised balancing act. At the rear of the tunnel boring machine are 2 hydraulic rams, which are controlled by an onboard computer. These rams push off the completed tunnel to keep the machine tunnelling at the correct level. If it's heading too low, then the rams at the bottom of the shield extend more than those at the top, pointing the nose of the tunnel boring machine up. The result? A complete success.
The first 2 stops out of the city are Canning Bridge and Bull Creek. But to get this far, both the Narrows and Mount Henry bridges needed a major overhaul, marking the beginning of when thousands of Perth motorists started to experience the construction firsthand as they made their way along the Kwinana Freeway. This is the northbound Narrows Bridge, and as it was originally built to carry cars, needed to be reinforced to take the trains heading to the city.
As for the southbound trains, a new rail bridge was constructed in the 6-metre gap between the 2 Narrows traffic bridges. With the trains being 2.9 metres wide and requiring a minimum of 4 metres for the line, it was an ideal fit. Structural supports, known as piles, were driven into the ground under the river to support the new bridge. Once in place, massive 54-metre-long U-shaped centre steel girders, weighing in at 94 tonnes each, were rolled out of the construction yard in Henderson and taken up the freeway. Over several weekends, the girders were lowered into place, a precision performance that couldn't be executed in high winds, with a result that was millimetre perfect.
Canning Bridge Station, just 6 minutes down the track from the city, and in peak periods, trains will be running every 10 minutes.
Alterations were made to the Canning Bridge bus station to link bus services to Curtin University and local feeder buses with the new train line.
Next stop, Bull Creek Station, just a further 3 minutes down the line and only 9 minutes from Perth.
This station also has services every 5 minutes during peak periods. It's built on the south side of the Leach Highway Bridge, which crosses over the Kwinana Freeway.